Alright, in the previous step we learned how we can set up this package into our project, and also how we can make photorealistic 3D tiles with using Google APIs in our project, in our scene, in fact. Okay, in this video I want to talk about first the problem of lighting. For example, if I select here and if I change the color of the light, direction light, nothing happened. Look at this. It is still the same. So it's wrong. It's supposed to be changed after we change this color of the direction light. Okay. We should come over here in the Google photorealistic 3D tiles, here in the Cesium 3D tile set. Here in the render we have an option which called APQ material, and it is known. Okay, but it's better to have a material, okay, but not every material. Here I already made this material. It is a simple material. Maybe I can make it from scratch. Okay, or no, you can create a material here. Okay, after you create one, you select here. In the shader list, you will see the first one is Cesium. You should select the first one, Cesium default tileset shader. After you select it, let's check all of these features as I did. The first one has to be metallic and APQ for the surface type. Render face is gonna be both, and depth right is gonna be force enable, and depth test is better to be less. By default they purpose to be Li equal, L equal, but it's better to be less for better optimization. And the last part is enable GPU instancing for better for better processing by GPU. Okay, after you made, click on this guy again and drag and drop this material here. Okay, don't worry, it's trying to regenerate the whole earth. But this time everything will be different. Do you know why? Because the direction light is here. Look at this. At this time it will be different. At this time, if we add something like this or this, we can see the effects of light on terrain. If I change the color, it will be something like this. Imagine the whole earth will be red. Interesting. You know? It will be something like this. And even you can choose on the material and the shader, you can say cast shadow or receive shadows. You can check them on, but no, it's of course performance consumer, so it depends on your decision. You can check them on, or you can leave it checked off. And if you don't want to have shadows, I propose to set the shadow type to no shadow. Okay, so it gives you a chance to optimize your scene. Look at this. Now it is better for moving. Alright. Another thing is it's better to be on mixed, not real time. No, it is another technique for better lighting performance in the scene. Now let's come back to the Google photorealistic 3D tiles, and from here don't change this guy. This ION asset ID is the asset ID of this Google API, so don't change it, please. After that, this is the very important section of the optimization of the train. Look at the description. The maximum number of pixels of error when rendering this tile set. Okay, if you want to have this guy smoother on your device, on your editor, it's better to make it increase this number. Okay, for example, we can say 25. Now it will be more faster. Look at this, it is more faster. And now look at this, it is faster even in loading and moving the scene. But if I change it to, for example, 5, it will be slower. Even my computer is very powerful, but look at this. It is very slow. So let's change it back to 25. Okay, now look at this, it is much more faster and easier to run. Even if you want to have better performance, you can increase it to 30 or 35, but it decreases the quality of 3D models. So I recommend to keep it between 20 or 25. And here we have these guys, preload angster, and preload sibling. And I propose to check them on and also forbid holes. Look at this, it will be better. Whether to prevent refinement of a parent tile when a child isn't done loading. It is very powerful for fixing the problems of loading. Let's go over here, for example, it will be faster. Excellent, very beautiful, And here we have another one which can help us to optimize our scene. The maximize simultaneous tile loads at once, the maximum number of tiles that may be loaded at once. If you increase it, it's try to load several times simultaneously. But if we keep it, for example, 20 or 5, it's try to load for example 5 tiles at the same time. So it will be more faster. No, it won't be accurate, and look at this, there are several problems with this method, but it gives you a chance to load your tiles faster. Okay, but I propose to come back to that 20. Look at this. Okay, another part, and gives you great option for if you want to move your head a lot, something like this. Look at this, it's all the time regenerate the train, because the number of maximum cached bytes is something like this. If you make it double time, for example something like this, it keeps more information of your train and the cache. So if you move your head, it doesn't regenerate the scene. Look at this, it is more realistic. Of course, it is performance consumer, but not too much. Sometimes regenerating is a performance consumer. Maybe keeping a huge cache will be better than, you know, regenerating the whole scene when we rotate our head, you know. Now look at this. It is quick and also more realistic. And here we have the same thing. Loading descendant limit. It's better to keep it on 20. And here you can say fog calling, foursome calling. For example, the information of this guy, whether the call tiles are that are outside the frustum. Imagine we are looking at this angle. Okay, the tiles behind us will be hidden. Okay, and it helps us to keep the performance free for you know, the whole process. Okay, and even having these objects at the same time. You know, it is huge object, guys. We are talking about Paris city in one scene. It's too much, but you can. Even on mobile phone. It's insane. Another thing it can helps us is keeping the physics mesh. If you wanna just having the train as a background, I propose to check off this guy because it is performance consumer. Imagine you wanna have colliders for each of these objects in the scene. Look at this, it's too much. But if you make them without physics mesh, of course it will be faster. But your camera or your object will go through inside these houses, these homes, these buildings. Anyways, it depends on your decision. You know. Another solution for keeping the performance is playing with this beautiful camera. For example, here, look at the far. The far parameter is almost 1 million. It's too much. I propose to keep it, for example, 1000. It will be something like this. Oh no, sorry. For example, 5000. Okay? So, look at the FPS now. Okay, we are playing the scene. Look at this. We have the whole Paris city with really good FPS. It's awesome. Even you can do something like this. If you move, it is still regenerate the train. It's runtime. And look at the FPS. We are here in a different position, but still the FPS is good. It is very good. Okay, I think it's enough for this clip. In the next step, we will talk about how we can experience this train with this quality on Oculus Quest 2 on VR, fully Android and fully interactive. Okay, let's go to the next step.